Hello, everyone. This is Mr. Honeya going faceless today for the 7 dimensions of wellness today. So, you guys have some notes that are going to be going along with this PowerPoint. So, make sure you get those out and we will get started. So, we have right here listed the 7 dimensions of wellness. And we're going to be going over each of these a little bit in depth. And I will be talking through and give you some examples as I blaze through this PowerPoint. So, let's go ahead and get started. So, the first dimension of wellness we have is your social wellness. Now, your social wellness is basically your ability to relate to and connect with other people in your world. And it's the ability to communicate well, both verbally and non verbally. So, being able to express yourself and communicate how you feel about things and your thoughts, both in speaking, writing, as well as your actions. So, our ability to establish and maintain positive relationships with family, friends, and coworkers also contributes to our social wellness. So, not only being able to communicate with other people, but to also develop and maintain good relationships with them. So, these are just some examples that you see before you. So, someone who works to decrease violence and handles conflict in positive ways demonstrates basic social etiquette. So, saying thank you, excuse me, pardon me, good morning, just overall being a friendly, positive person. So, moving on now, we're into emotional development. Correction, emotional wellness. So, this is the ability to understand ourselves and cope with the challenges that life can bring. So, life brings us tons of challenges, and having the ability to acknowledge and share feelings of anger, fear, sadness, and stress, as well as hope, love, joy, and happiness, are in a productive manner contributes to our emotional wellness. Understanding that we may feel all sorts of emotions throughout our day to day, and things that irritate us, things that make us happy, and responding and expressing those emotions properly and in a productive way are very important and showcase high emotional intelligence. So, certain examples that we have here, we have it takes actions to control stress, such as exercising, journaling, yoga, taking opportunities to do deep breathing, so calmly and openly discussing your feelings in respectful ways, instead of just coming at somebody sideways or just getting angry and going off on somebody. And then also having a conscience and considers how actions affects others. This is known as empathy. So consider how what you do may positively or negatively affect other people. So now moving on, we're looking to career, and this is also known as occupational wellness. So your career wellness focuses more on your ability to get personal fulfillment from our jobs or our chosen career, school if you're a student, while still maintaining balance in your life. So our desire to contribute to our careers and make a positive impact on the organization, your school, for example, we work or we study here, in and socially as a whole. So, thinking about, do you have a good desire to do things good for the school that you're in? Many of you want to go into different careers, and do you have a desire to, go into that career and, get some sort of fulfillment out of doing that? So, for example, someone who believes that schoolwork is meaningful and allows for personal growth, are you able to balance work along with rest and play? And then someone who continues to do the best he or she can when working. Many of you are going to have opportunities in life to go pursue more education and learn. And, it's not necessarily college, but, you have opportunities, maybe to develop in your jobs that you go to. And, it's important to recognize the meaningfulness of this. And if you feel that that is something meaningful, absolutely go for it. Next, we're looking at the physical wellness. This is one that many of us are very familiar with, which is the ability to maintain a healthy quality of life that allows us to get through our daily activities without fatigue or physical stress. So, the ability to recognize our behaviors have a significant impact on our wellness and adapting healthful habits. So, routine checkups, balanced diet, exercise, etc., while choosing to avoid destructive habits such as tobacco, drugs, alcohol, all the things that could be disruptive to your body. So, for example, someone who eats a nutritious breakfast every morning, someone who exercises at least 3 times a week, someone who protects him or herself from STDs, STIs, or someone who chooses to be drug and alcohol free. These are all examples of good physical. Next, we have intellectual wellness. So, the ability to open our minds to new ideas and experiences that can be applied to personal decisions, group interactions, and community betterment. So, in this instance, we have a desire to learn new concepts, improve skills, and seek challenges in pursuit of lifelong learning. We've had this conversation before where you guys, ultimately, you guys have an emphasis in lifelong learning. Many of you want to learn new things, but right now you may not be in the environment to learn everything that you want to learn or be on the path that you really want to be on. Some of you may thrive better in other environments, but the thing about it is understanding that things that you can do now may help you later along the way. So, for example, someone who accepts challenges as a vehicle for growth, someone who reads often for enjoyment, or someone who is able to listen to ideas other than his or her own, taking in, other ideas and then thinking about, that the other person's thought process and how that can be contributing to maybe solving a problem or, help expand upon your ideas. So next we have environmental, and sometimes people get a little confused by this, but this is the ability to make a positive impact on the quality of our surroundings, be it our homes, our communities, or our planet. So most people often think about the environment from the standpoint of doing something good for the earth, but it's not just any. That's not all it's limited to. So, for example, someone who recognizes his or her impact on the environment that they're in, so that could be the earth, that could be your home life, that could be the school. Whether or not you think you do, you all have some sort of impact, whether that be the actual physical space or maybe the aura of energy that surrounds the environment. We all have heard about people who, they walk into a room and, they can light up a room with their personality and they have an effect on that environment. We also know that there are people in life that, when you get around them, they suck the absolute energy out of you. And those people don't really contribute a lot to the environment around in terms of that, aura and energy. But that's just one of the ways we all have an impact. Another example that we have is someone who recycles and realizes there is no a way when she or he throws away things in the garbage. Someone who avoids excessively noisy situations, such as loud headphones or athletic events. Acoustic overexposure can lead to temporary or permanent loss of hearing. So, considering not only the impact you have on the environment, but also the environment's impact on. So finally, we have spiritual, and a lot of times people do get this confused because they think it's mostly about religion. This is not necessarily a thing about religion. It's more along the lines of the ability to establish peace and harmony in our lives. For many of you, that can be something as simple as going to church, and going to church gives you that sense of peace and harmony. And then there are some of you who may not necessarily be into religion in that way. So you may look into finding peace and harmony through meditation or yoga or things like that. So this is the process of discovering meaning and purpose in life and demonstrating the values through behaviors. So, for example, a person who meditates or prays on a regular basis, a person who takes time to enjoy beauty, nature, seasonal weather, holidays, basically taking time to walk by, smell the roses, or, take a walk in the woods, something like that. And then a person who loves life and is free of self destructive behavior. So this is not necessarily tied in with religion, but if religion is how you find peace and harmony, if going to church and doing those things is how you increase your spiritual wellness, by all means, do it. But a lot of people get this tied up, and I just want to let you know it's not always about religion. So, the big question is, how well are you? And you guys have an assignment today in Canvas, and that is what you're going to be working on. So for today, you have a how well are you assignment in Canvas. You just go through, sort of rank how you feel you are in each level, and ways that you can improve yourself, and overall just get it done and just get it turned in. And I will see you guys tomorrow.